Are you tired of constantly relapsing on your NoFap journey? Feeling like you're stuck in a never-ending cycle of failure? What if I told you there's a proven strategy that can finally help you break free? NoFap, without a doubt, is the most life-changing thing you can do today. Have you been struggling with NoFap, only to reach dead ends, constantly hitting 1 or 2 day streaks, feeling worse and worse about yourself? Well, you're at the right place. What you're missing is just the perfect strategy that can get you to the next level, and we will give it to you, starting with Step 1. Step 1. Understanding the NoFap journey. Alright, my friends, let's get real for a second. NoFap ain't no walk in the park. This journey is a roller coaster ride filled with ups, downs, and unexpected loops that'll test your willpower like nothing else. But hey, that's what makes it so darn rewarding, right? Look, I've been there. I've been in those dark moments where the urges felt so strong, so overwhelming, that giving in seemed like the only option. But trust me, my dudes, it's in those moments that you've got to dig deep and remember why you started this journey in the first place. Whether it's for increased confidence, better sexual performance, or just a general sense of self-improvement, NoFap is a challenge that pushes you to become the best version of yourself. And let's be real, who doesn't want to be a badass, self-assured individual who can conquer their deepest desires? But here's the thing, NoFap isn't just about abstaining from porn and masturbation, it's about so much more than that. It's about reclaiming control over your life, breaking free from the shackles of addiction, and embarking on a journey of self-discovery. And yeah, it's gonna be tough. There'll be times when you slip up, when you fall back into old habits. But guess what? That's okay, it's all part of the process. Step 2. Setting realistic expectations. Now, before we dive into the nitty-gritty of the NoFap strategy, let's address the elephant in the room: expectations. Look, I get it. You've probably heard all sorts of wild claims about the supposed superpowers that come with NoFap: increased confidence, boundless energy, and a magnetic charm that'll have people flocking to you like moths to a flame. But here's the hard truth. Those claims are often exaggerated, and setting unrealistic expectations is a surefire way to set yourself up for disappointment. Trust me, I've been there. I went into NoFap thinking that after a couple of weeks, I'd be a walking, talking Adonis with an aura that would make people swoon. Spoiler alert, that didn't happen. Instead, what I learned is that NoFap is a journey of small, incremental changes. It's about slowly chipping away at those negative habits, building discipline, and cultivating a healthier mindset one day at a time. So let's get real here. NoFap isn't going to transform you into a superhuman overnight. It's not a magic pill that'll solve all your problems with a snap of your fingers, but what it can do is help you become a better, more focused, and more self-aware version of yourself. It's about reclaiming control over your life and your desires. It's about breaking free from the shackles of addiction and learning to channel that energy into more positive pursuits. And yes, it can lead to increased confidence, better relationships, and a general sense of well-being, but it's a gradual process that requires patience, perseverance, and a whole lot of self-discipline. So as you embark on this journey, keep your expectations in check. Don't buy into the hype or the exaggerated claims. Instead, focus on the small victories. Those moments when you overcome an urge. Those days when you feel a little bit more energized, a little bit more focused. Because at the end of the day, NoFap isn't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming the best version of yourself, one step at a time. Step 3. Building a support system. Listen up, my friends, because this step is crucial. On the NoFap journey, you're going to face plenty of obstacles, plenty of moments where the urges feel overwhelming and the temptation to give in seems almost too strong to resist. And in those moments, having a solid support system can make all the difference. Now, I know what you're thinking, but wait, isn't NoFap supposed to be a personal journey? Why do I need a support system? Well, let me tell you, trying to go it alone is a surefire way to set yourself up for failure. Think about it this way. When you're trying to build a house, you don't just show up with a hammer and some nails and expect to get the job done, right? You need a team of experts, each with their own specialized skills, working together towards a common goal. The same principle applies to NoFap. You need a crew of people who understand what you're going through, who can offer advice, encouragement, and a whole lot of motivation when the going gets tough. That's where communities like Reddit's NoFap subreddit and various Discord servers come into play. These are places where you can connect with like-minded individuals, share your struggles, celebrate your victories, and learn from others who have been where you are. But your support system doesn't have to be limited to online communities. In fact, it's often better to have a few close friends or family members in your corner who you can turn to when you're feeling tempted or discouraged. Now, I know what you're thinking, but wait, isn't NoFap supposed to be a personal journey? Why do I need to involve other people? Well, let me tell you, there's no shame in asking for help when you need it. In fact, it takes a whole lot of courage and self-awareness to recognize that you can't do it all alone. And let's be real, talking about NoFap and the struggles that come with it can be pretty darn awkward, especially if you're not used to being that open and vulnerable. But that's where having a trusted support system comes in handy. You see, when you have people in your corner who understand what you're going through, who won't judge you or make you feel ashamed, it becomes a whole lot easier to open up and share your experiences. And trust me, getting those feelings off your chest can be incredibly liberating and can give you the strength and motivation you need to keep pushing forward. Step 4. Replacing old habits with new ones. All right, my friends, we've covered the importance of understanding the journey, setting realistic expectations, and building a solid support system. But now, it's time to dive into the nitty-gritty of actually implementing the NoFap strategy. And that starts with replacing old habits with new, healthier ones. Look, let's be real here. You can't just quit something cold turkey and expect to be successful. Well, you could, but it'd be like trying to run a marathon without any training. Sure, you might make it a few miles, but eventually you're going to hit a wall and end up crawling to the finish line, if you even make it that far. But when you replace those old unhealthy habits with new positive ones, you're essentially training your mind and body to operate in a different way. It's like you're gradually building up your stamina and endurance, preparing yourself for the long haul. So, what kind of habits are we talking about here? Well, the possibilities are endless, but let's start with some tried and true options. 1. Exercise. Whether it's hitting the gym, going for a run, or even just doing some push-ups in your living room, exercise is a fantastic way to channel that pent-up energy and release those feel-good endorphins. 2. Meditation. Quieting your mind and practicing mindfulness can do wonders for your self-control and overall mental well-being. 3. Reading. Escape into a good book and stimulate your mind in a healthy, productive way. 4. Journaling. Writing down your thoughts and feelings can be a cathartic experience and can help you gain valuable insights into your own psyche. And hey, don't be afraid to get creative. Maybe you want to pick up a new hobby like painting, playing an instrument, or learning a new language. The key is to find activities that excite and engage you, that give you a sense of purpose and accomplishment. But here's the thing, replacing old habits with new ones isn't just about filling your time with productive activities. It's also about rewiring your brain and breaking those neural pathways that have been reinforced over years of unhealthy behavior. And let me tell you, that process ain't easy. It's going to take a whole lot of discipline and a whole lot of perseverance to stick with those new habits, especially in the beginning when the urges are still strong and the old patterns are still trying to pull you back in. There'll be times when you'd rather just sit on the couch and binge watch Netflix instead of hitting the gym or cracking open a book. But that's when you've got to dig deep and remember why you started this journey in the first place. You've got to remind yourself of the person you're striving to become, a person who is in control of their desires, someone who isn't a slave to their impulses. Step 5. Embracing the mindset shift. All right, my friends, we've covered the importance of understanding the journey and all, but let's be real here. NoFap isn't just about abstaining from porn and masturbation. It's about fundamentally changing the way you think, the way you perceive yourself, and the way you interact with the world around you. You see, for far too long, we've been conditioned to believe that our worth is tied to our sexual desires, that our value as human beings is somehow diminished if we can't perform, or if we don't live up to some unrealistic societal standard of masculinity. But here's the truth. My friends, that's a load of BS. Your worth as a person has nothing to do with your sexual prowess or your ability to get aroused. It's about who you are, the values you hold, and the positive impact you have on the world around you. Well, that's all for today. Remember that there's a whole community of people out there who are walking this path right alongside you, who understand what you're going through and who are there to offer support and encouragement.